Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Almond Tarot. Today's reading is going to be about what wants to come into your life and what you can do to allow it to do so. So we have three piles, pile 1, 2, and 3. Take a moment, see whichever one is calling to you, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. Those of you that chose the blue stone, this is going to be a reading on, let me see if do I like the lighting here? Do I want more light here? I do actually, hold on. There we go, guys. Sorry, I was not loving the lighting there. We're going to put your stone up there in the corner, and we're going to get into it. So, topic of today is what exactly wants to come into your life, what wants to manifest into your life, what is waiting to come into your life even, and what you can do to allow that to happen. Or I'm also going to be looking at the blockage, right? So I want to see why it's not here yet, and also what you can do to either like clear the way or, speed it up or whatever we can do, right? So we're going to get a card for what it is that wants to come into your life, pile 1. What wants to come into pile 1's life? What is trying to come in? What is about to come in? We have the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is control over your financial situation. For some of you, it's no, it definitely feels like money. It feels like you want financial independence, and in the way of disposable income, I want to say, like, yes, of course, everybody does, but I think for you guys, I think this is like a group of people who want probably either like to work for themselves or to have like a really important position or to hold a position of leadership or something like that. But I think it's important for you for whatever, for it to be stable. Like it's a stable income. It's not a super volatile. It's not like some days you can make tons of money, some days you can't. Like you want like a salary, so to speak, or like a consistent amount of income, or like a passive income or something like that, where you can feel secure and like I'm getting like a visual of being like above floodwaters, like in case of disaster, it's not like ruining your life every time, right? Like you're not dipping into your life savings every time there's like your car breaks down, or there's a leak in the roof or something that, an appliance goes out in the house. Um, Something that for people who have this type of stability, they have savings, they have this um, type of consistent, reliable income. They have they have that cushion, and I think you want a cushion. You want that safety net, and that is what wants to come in for you. So this is good for those of you that are waiting to hear about like money and stuff. Now, what is blocking it? What's in the way? If anything, it could just be timing, but we want to make sure. What is in the way of pile 1 achieving this or receiving this, or what have you? What is the blockage here for pile 1? Can we do a pop out, please? What's pile 1's blockage here? Oh, there we go. We have the 10 of Swords. Ooh, some of you, okay. For some of you, this is generational. For some of you, this is limiting beliefs. For some of you, this is a need to look back on past failures and see what you learned. I think in your past disappointments, you are meant to either face them like very bravely, like look every past version of yourself in the face and do the hard work of figuring out what worked, what didn't. For some of you, I'm hearing consistency because that was something that kept coming up when we were reading the first card. For some of you, it's a consistency thing. For some of you, it's maybe you didn't finish like college, like you didn't finish your degree. Maybe for some of you, you have lots of business plans that you tried to work out, but it either fizzled out or you didn't have the money at the time, or you didn't have the idea or the maturity or the experience. There's something about how like this is ready to come in for you. What's in the way is more of a need to confront the past version of you, all the past versions of you, and to do the work of learning from them rather than trying to like maybe forget that they were there, or like or maybe like feeling, for some of you this is like feelings of failure, like feelings of disappointment, or like maybe if we're talking about generational, then this is like, you know, a generational poverty for some of you. Like this is like nobody in your family has made it, and nobody in your family believes that you can make it, or you know, they all think like, well, you come from one place so you're going to stay in one place, or like there's no way that you can elevate from one station to the next, or something like that. Like there's a sense of limiting beliefs, there's a sense of mental um, mental processes and programming that, and also for some of you it is just your past failures, your past perceived failures, things that didn't work out in the past that you know, you feel like, well, that didn't work out, so that like why would I even look at it, that's like useless. But there's pieces of your success in every little failure that you've ever experienced, right? That's kind of, it's the same thing with love. There's pieces of the person that you're going to end up with and all the people that you found yourself attracted to. So it's like with money in particular, maybe you had experiences or you had ideas or you had jobs before that never worked out, but like you learned something from each and every one of those things, and each and every one of those things that you did learn, you are meant to compile in order to make this path clearer for you. So I do want to know, like, as I didn't get an action card from you. I got more of like a need to confront the mind and confront the past selves and things like that. So I wonder for some of you if the blockage, like if you're already working on this stuff and the blockage for you is just this belief that like, well, I can't do it, so why even try? Or like nobody else in my family has gone to school or finished school, so what makes me think like I would it, I feel like past failures and past disappointments have gotten to you. They've gotten into you real deep. And there's a need for you to kind of look at them like eye to eye, bravely, look at yourself in the face, look at every past version of you in the face, and understand that you're not meant to look at those versions of yourself with pain or with like disappointment or any of those things. Every single failure is a learning opportunity. If you have not watched Meet the Robinsons, you need to watch Meet the fucking Robinsons. If you have not watched that beautiful little movie, you need to watch that movie. It will explain all of this to you. I haven't even gotten to the, you know, like what you do, but this is the blockage for you is the mental the mental aspect. So the mental aspect and the what you oh my god, what is the fucking word I'm looking for here? Give me a second. Beliefs that you picked up along the way experiencing all these failures. It's like beliefs about yourself, beliefs about the world, beliefs about your potential, every like things that you, even if you don't think so, like and I'm the first one to tell you, right? Even if you don't think that you speak unkindly to yourself, you might. Even if you don't think that you are ashamed of these past failures, you might be. Especially if you hide, if you don't tell anybody about those past failures, especially if you know, if you're like noticing your own like negative self-talk, right? Like let's say you make a paperwork accident, or, something very small, very minor, and you're like, oh god, I'm so stupid. Like, there's something about the way that you think and speak about yourself that is very important here. And I think maybe if you start paying attention to that, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. But I am going to look at your advice also. So let's just keep rambling about all that. So what can you do to clear this? What can pile one do? Ooh. The Five of Swords. Do you remember? I was just talking about it. Do you remember? Sorry. This is like put a pin in it. This I'm hearing like put a pin in it. And this little butterfly, there's a sense of you needing to sort through these like painful thoughts. There's a need for you to sort through old ideas. There's a need for you to take a closer look at the way that you think and believe and speak. I need to clarify the Five of Swords for your actions because, again, it's not an action. It's like you need to look at your thoughts, pile one. Your thoughts might be very. Oh, okay. Well, we got the Wheel of Fortune here. They might be very. Some of you have a mother. Sorry. Some of you have a mom. Some of you have a mom that was not nice. I'm picking that up because I have the Queen of Cups on the bottom with this Five of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. It's giving wounded, it's giving cyclical, it's giving, sorry. To me, it's reading like your thought processes are the thing in the way. And I think your thought processes they're not yours, right? For a lot of you, it's past failure. A lot of you, it's generational, right? Like your mother spoke to you a certain way because her mother spoke to her a certain way, and they think that that's what love looks like. And even if they don't care if that's what love looks like, that's just how they speak to each other, how your family speaks to each other, how the people in your life speak. And there also just might be a sense of like you being trapped in this cycle of confusion, of looking at everything too deeply, of you confusing like past ideas that you had that didn't really fully pan out as like things that aren't worth looking at. You do need to look at them. And maybe also you do need a bit of getting out of your head and just getting into the doing aspect of it. I need to clarify again what you need to do here. Seven of Wands. Yeah, I think that you have faced a lot of criticism, pile one. I think that you face a lot of opinions. You also battle a lot of attacks that I don't think anybody perceives but you. And I don't know why that needed to come out for that, because I don't usually get that from the Seven of Wands, but I get like a very alone, like you're very alone and sorting through all these things alone. This is a very lonely process. And it's about you. It is about you, but it's about you and the things that you've faced from other people or other situations. So I think there's a need for this group to come up with healthy coping mechanisms when it comes to negative self-talk. You might have like OCD, you might have like really ruminating thoughts, like repetitive thoughts, like you get stuck in a mental cycle of like over analyzing and like doubting and like confused and like I don't know. But what you don't know is in the stuff that you don't want to look at. And maybe what you don't want to look at is the fact that you are perfectly capable of this, but maybe you don't want to look at all the unfinished stuff that you have because you've caught another butterfly, Oh, I have another good idea here. Oh, I have another new idea. But then you get trapped in the whole point of this is to capture the butterfly, and it's not to like, let the butterfly live a beautiful and full life, right? It's to kill the thing, unfortunately, eventually, and to pin the wings up and to stare at it and to learn from the next. So there's not really an aspect of you capturing this butterfly to release it or to transform it in any type of way. You capture it, you look at it, and 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 you suffocate it until it dies. And this sounds really crazy. I'm so sorry, but like this is like what you do with your ideas. Like it's something like that. Like the ideas that you get, they could all be decent. Maybe not all of them worked out, but there's value in every single thing that didn't work out. There's a piece of this, like I'm getting like yellow brick road. Like there's a piece of your little brick road in every little thing that didn't work out. And I think maybe the piece is the fact that like it might be you, pile one. And if it's not you, then it's just a negative internal narrative that you have that you need to learn how to combat and to transform and to transmutate, if anything, into something more positive. So like the next time you hear yourself saying some weird shit about yourself, just be like, oh, actually, no, I am capable of doing that. I can do hard things. I can do something every single day. I can be consistent. I can show up like and do those things. Just saying it is not going to change anything, but you need to say it and also do it. Say it and do it. There's like you have like self-limiting beliefs, like negative beliefs that need to be immediately counteracted with what you would tell a child if you heard them saying something like that about themselves, right? So maybe you had a really rough parent, really judgmental parent that you had to defend yourself against all the time, or like maybe you were just always under attack. Maybe you're always I'm hearing combative, like maybe you were misunderstood to be combative or something like that. But in reality, I think you've just faced a lot of like pain and a lot of judgment. And I think that has caused you to kind of be afraid of anything that asks you to to analyze yourself a little bit, because you feel like judged, like you feel like, well, it's always me, like there's always a problem with me, and it's never that I'm trying my hardest, and it's never that I'm fighting as hard as I can. I can see that, and I also can see that you're perfectly capable of the things that you want, right? So there is just an element of, I think, critiquing yourself is hard for you. I think consistency is hard for you. And I think all of these things point towards a unsupportive parent or some type of parental figure or adult in your life that did not model anything appropriate for you for success. And I do think that is kind of trapping you here in this cycle of like starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping, because this is here, like it wants you. The King of Pentacles wanting to come into your life is not something you're aspiring for. This is an energy ready to come in. That's the point of this reading. This is like, if there's a force field around you, this thing is banging on the outside of the force field. Like that's kind of the visualization that I got for this topic today. And this is financial stability. Consistent financial stability. Wants to bang on his door for you. Is banging. But like for you, you're like, oh, but I'm a loser. No, no, you're not. Let's not do all that, right? I don't know who did this. Maybe mom, maybe a grandmother, maybe some other maternal figure that was not very kind to you, or was not very kind to themselves even. Here's the thing. No, they don't have to be directly abusive to you for you to adopt an abusive mentality towards yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like you can just watch somebody abuse themselves verbally, any other type of way, and it will instill beliefs in you that would not be there otherwise. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. It's just an aspect of like a very like a I don't know, it's like a defense mechanism, right? Whatever you're doing right now that is blocking this King of Pentacles is a defense mechanism, because you might be afraid of success because somebody told you that you couldn't handle it. Like you might be afraid of succeeding because that means that you have to look at whoever this was and realize that they were the one that was holding you back because of all the shit that they told you when you were a kid. Or there's just an aspect of, there's really not anything in your actual way other than your own thought processes and your own pain and some sort of what I feel to be a generational um, lack mindset, poverty mindset, where you just might not have had anybody around you that thought that you could do better. That maybe they told you from a young age that this is all you were going to be. You were only going to ever be this, and you could only ever be that. And maybe you just feel a lot of, you've internalized that a lot. There's a lot of internalization and not a lot of pulling those things out of you to look at them in the face. There's a lot going on inside of you that you have not faced yet, and that's what's blocking this. And you need to face this in order to build the healthy types of habits that you need to maintain something like this, right? Because the thing that everybody will tell you is that consistency is key, right? Consistency is the most important thing as an independent business owner, as a content creator, as any of those things. You need to be consistent. Being consistent involves believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself to be consistent in any type of way. This involves dating, exercise, school, any of those things. You have to believe that you're capable of them to continue to get up and do it every day. If you don't believe you're capable, you're going to give up. If you don't believe that you're going to get anywhere, why would you do it? It's a wasted effort. So there's no point. So some part of you internally believes that you are a wasted effort. You and your success is a wasted effort, and you're never going to get here. But this is already here, waiting for you to look at all of these thought processes in the face and go, actually, that's so fucking crazy. I am 100% capable of whatever the fuck I want to do. And if I'm not qualified, I'll get qualified. There's something about you needing to conquer your thoughts, pile one. Your thoughts and your beliefs are what are holding you back from these finances. And so, is there anything in particular that pile one can do to start? What's a good start for pile one? What's the starting point? The Page of Pentacles. For some of you need to spend time outside. And pages are typically pretty immature energy. So I'm wondering if there's a need to first revisit something that you wanted to do as a kid that you were talked out of, or you talked yourself out of for reasons that you would not talk a child out of anything yourself. For example, like sports or extracurricular activities or something, or something you wanted to do as a kid. Somebody told you that you weren't smart enough for, you weren't dedicated enough for. Like, that's really hard. I don't think that you could, people have to be really, really smart to do stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something specific that you wanted to do at a younger age that you were talked out of. Like, somebody made you doubt yourself about it, and that was like kind of the beginning of this. Because like children, you're supposed to instill children with like godlike confidence, right? Because that's what helps you survive this world, is to have confidence beyond reason. And if you do not have confidence beyond reason, you are going to end up in any place that you think you're going to end up rather than exceeding where you think you're going to end up, right? So confidence is belief in yourself, and belief in yourself is magic. And so if you do not raise your kids to have confidence, you don't teach them how to interact with the natural magic of this world. I don't think you were one of those people that was blessed with an early start to this, right? And neither have I. I was not either. So I'm with you. But like, there's a need for you to look at something you wanted to do when you were younger that you felt like made a lot of sense to you, but you got talked out of. it was like your thing. It was like, I don't know, you wanted to do a sport or do art or do like something very intellectual or something like that, and somebody was like, "Nah, that's just not, are you sure? Like, are you sure? Because that there's going to be a lot of this and a lot of that, and are you ready for that?" And like, 2 of Cups. Hmm. 2 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Sorry, I'm just cutting the deck to see if I can get any type of further clarification on the Page of Pentacles. Um, this is a relationship. This is a significant relationship that followed you from childhood into teenagehood. So it does give a family member or some type of influence in your life that said to you or showed to you how to doubt yourself, how to second guess yourself. And I think that it instilled a lot of fear in you about yourself. It probably made you think things about yourself that weren't exactly true. Because even when kids are afraid, you're supposed to encourage them to go for it. Even when, look at the Empress here. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe for some of you, this is content creation or some sort of creative endeavor where you could make some money. Like, this is not the age where artists have to be broke, right? That, like, even remotely. And please don't use AI, because if you leave this reading and take from this reading that you should be using AI to create art, I'm gonna strangle myself on camera. Okay? Don't fucking do that. I hate AI. I hate the fact that everybody on this fucking platform is using AI, and I hate the fact that even tarot readers are using AI, as if that you're supposed to be like a spiritual person who feels the pain of the fucking planet. How the fuck are you using AI? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Anyway, don't do that, okay? But there is a need. Sorry, my chest hurts. There's a need for you to believe that maybe this something. First of all, it might be something creative, but if it's not creative, then there is a need for you to believe that you can create, that you are capable of creating, that you are capable of. I keep hearing fertile, and I hate that I always hear fertile with the Empress, but like, there's a sense of fertility. Like, you're not salted earth, pile one. You're soil. You have nutrients. You can make things grow. You can plant seeds of growth and ideas inside of you, and they can grow. They won't just die. You're not a graveyard of ideas. You're like a bunch of there's little seedlings inside of you everywhere of concepts and ideas and things that you want to do. And I feel like they're not dead, but they don't blossom either, because they're under this cover of darkness of like, oh, but like, what if this and what if that, and I'm not this and I'm not that, and I'll have to really like defend my choices, and I have to start from over, and there's like your thoughts are stopping you entirely. That one, it's your mental processes, and you need to analyze that. Maybe starting from this parental relationship. You could just not have a very good connection with your mother, because a lot of us have very critical mothers. Um, and you might not have experienced that, like, supportive, you can do anything, you are the strongest person on earth, like, I believe in you, baby, kind of parent, right? Like, I don't think that you got that. And if you did, then it's just an accumulation of you being raised with this thought process and then experiencing like failure after failure after failure and being like, this cannot possibly be true. So I don't know. That's what I got for you, pile one. There is stability that wants to come in for you, financial specifically, that you can access after you are willing to do this internal work of sorting through your limiting beliefs, sorting through what voice in your head is yours and what isn't, and starting to deprogram yourself by teaching yourself new habits, teaching yourself new thought processes, new thought patterns, and an element of consistency here that you need in general. There's an element of consistency that you need here in general. So that's what I've got for you, Pile 1. Hopefully that was helpful. I'd love to hear about it in the comments if you'd like to tell me about it. So sorry about my AI freak out. I don't know where that came from, but I'm in your energy, so I'm gonna put that on you. I'm just kidding. But hopefully you enjoyed the reading, and I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you again next time. So yeah, have a good day. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the red stone, this is going to be your reading. We are looking at what wants to come in for you, and what is in the way, and how you can get it out of the way. So we're gonna shuffle real quick, and we'll get started. Just like plagued with little fuzzies today. All right, let's see. For the people who chose pile 2, what is trying to come into their lives? What is ready to come into their lives? What is actively banging on the aquarium of their lives? 6 of Swords. That's so interesting. I think I'm going to clarify that. Oh, okay. That was fast. Okay. Now I see it. Okay. I'm actually going to get the rest of your cards. Let's see what's in the way. Whoa. All right. And let's see what you need to do to get it out of the way. What an interesting spread, pile 2. Huh. I'm going to clarify the 9 of Cups for what's in the way. Death. And the 3 of Cups. Sorry, almost done, promise. Okay, There is some sort of like epiphany trying to reach you, pile 2. The 6 of Swords, the Hermit, and the 6 of Cups. What an interesting. Some of you could be just looking at the zodiacs here: Aquarius, Scorpio, Virgo. I didn't do that for the last pile, but for you guys, maybe you need to hear the zodiacs to stick around for a couple more seconds so I can figure out what the hell's going on with you guys. You have like a there's a internal process happening for you guys. And I wonder if it's got to do with friends, or like finding friends or community or something like this. Clarify the 6 of Swords, the Hermit, and the 6 of Cups for what wants to come in for pile 2. The 4 of Wands. Huh. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, hold on. For some of you, yeah, I do not want to get this message wrong because it feels very important. But like for some of you, I feel like maybe this is like a growing up. Like some of you are um some of you are like mourning, like pre-mourning the end of this like childish version of life is coming to an end for you guys. And it wants to, right? And you want to on some level, but you don't want to as well. I think you're having a lot of fun, um, pile two, as you are. And I'm wondering, um, if, oh man, actually, no, I need to do your reading a little bit differently, pile two. This is different. Show me, I need to see pile two's energy, please. Nine of Wands. Oh, don't do that. Nine of Wands. King of Pentacles, Justice. Hmm. Some of you might want to be done with a situation. What's coming in that you are avoiding, or not even, maybe, I don't know why I said avoiding. Maybe you guys are avoiding it. This is, some of you, okay, some of you are caught up on the Nine of Cups and not wanting this to change. Like, there is a change coming in for you that you don't want. There is a change coming in for you, possibly about a significant other, but like the party's over. Like, the party is over, the party's been over, and the party does not want to end for you or for this person. I feel like you're tired. You're tired of the party. They're not tired of the party. I don't know if you're just like with somebody who's very like a grown child, like you married somebody that you like your childhood sweetheart or your high school sweetheart or something, and you're seeing something about this person that you're meant, an understanding about this person is trying to reach you, um but what's in the way is is you think the Nine of Cups for you is not the Ten of Cups. For I think some of you are some of the people in this dynamic are in a relationship um that has run its course. And if it's not run its course, then this is somebody who needs to grow up immediately. Um, so weirdly for you, Pile 2, what is coming in for you is a clarity, like an awareness of either your marriage, your life, something like that. And what's blocking this from coming in is the fact that it's almost perfect, right? And you don't want to go through the process of letting it go. Can I clarify the Nine of Cups and Death, please, for the blockage? Clarify the Nine of Cups and Death for the blockage for pile 2. Oh, that's a weird thing. It like bent, but it didn't come out. The Magician and the Two of Swords. Okay. Let's see. I need to move these over to make room for each other. There is an element of fun here. I do think that there's fun. I think you have fun with this person. However, for you, pile 2, fun means the fun is on you, right? The fun depends on you doing all the cleanup after, in whatever aspect that means, emotional cleanup, physical cleanup. We love to party, we love to host, they like to have people over, but you're the one always cleaning. That it looks good on the outside, but on the inside, like at home, it's different, like social media looks nice, like you like the way that your life looks to other people, but like do you like living it? Pile 2, I don't know if you like living it. And I think maybe some of you are like, I might need to see this person for what they are. I don't think you want to see them. I think that's tough. I think that's a tough thing. And I'm not going too far into your relationship. It's just kind of what wants to come in. So it's like an understanding of yeah, look at this. You're holding on so, there you go. You're holding on so tight to a relationship, or this is a person. This is someone that you're holding on to. You don't really want to see them. And it might not be like a serious relationship. It might be like the potential of a serious relationship. You might not be married yet, or, any of those things, but maybe you're like really holding on to the idea of marrying this person. But there is an element of you wanting something else. Like, you're not sure if this is what you want. And I think you would have to initiate it, because I think this person is perfectly fine in your relationship. I don't think they have anything to complain about. This person might be holding on really tightly to you, even. I don't see them wanting to let go of this. I don't see you wanting to let go of it. But if neither of you want to let go, then why are you supposed to? You know what I mean? Or what is it? If neither of you want to let go, then what are you supposed to be seeing? Or what is it that wants to come in exactly? Ooh. Okay, right. So with this card, it typically makes me wonder if, again, it's happy on the outside, but the reality is different, right? So for some of you, like, you might have a happy family on the outside, it all looks picture perfect, but like, all of this depends on you not dropping the ball ever, right? Always on high alert, always protecting the structure, always protecting something. And maybe you want somebody who is not another child to you, but an actual partner, right? You feel like you want somebody who can carry the equal weight, somebody who sees that you carrying all of it alone and them having a fucking blast all the time is not fair to you. So what you're meant to do, pile 2, what you're meant to do is really ask yourself, like, how much. This is a phrasing that I need to get right. I don't want to say it like carelessly. Oh, 3 of Cups in the Star. I'm going to split the deck. 8 of Swords. Right. How much of this happiness depends on you? Like, how much of this happiness depends on you kind of staying fanciful about it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like this card, the Three of Cups, is the celebration and then the cleanup, and she's by herself. And look at this fucking huge mess. Look at all the people that were here and this huge mess, and the only person here to help her is her. She's the only one left with the mess. So it's like it gives an element of like sacrificing a lot for somebody else's enjoyment. And I think maybe what is coming in for you or trying to come in is an awareness that the person having the most fun in your relationship is not you. And you're not wrong that what people see and what you experience are two different things. And I don't think that doesn't mean that you don't love your family, pile two. If you don't have a family, then I don't think that means that you don't love this person that you're with, but it's just like an element of like, this is another person to take care of. Like, it's all about fun. It's all about, excuse me, maybe it's like, maybe it's like wishing, right? Because the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So maybe you're like holding out on this person to pull some magic trick out of his hat or their hat and decide, right? They're gonna do something about it. But it's like, I think this person is deeply okay with the dynamic that you're in. And here's this pivotal point, right? Pile two, because a lot of people get to this point with their significant others and they think, well, I chose you. I know who you are, and how we are works for us, right? Like, I carry everything, sure, but our family is happy. The kids are happy. You're happy. I'm stressed. Maybe I'm not perfectly happy. Maybe I read all types of books about men who are capable and strong and carry the responsibility and carry the children, and women who get to just kind of do what they like. And not to hetero you, pile two, but like, there's an element of like, you're not meant to be daydreaming about what this is or what it could be anymore. You're meant to like look around and look at the reality and decide for yourself if you want to keep going down this road or if you would like somebody more mature. Something like that. Something like your childhood sweetheart is not an adult. He's like a boy in a grown man's body, like a child in a man's body, is just the visualization that I get. And it's not always a bad thing, right? It's not to say like that, like a man who keeps his youthful energy is like a bad thing, but there is an element, again, the Four of Wands, the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, holding on, this awareness that you're holding on really tight to something that is, it's not what it looks like, and it's almost perfect with the Nine of Cups, almost perfect, but it's not the Ten of Cups. There is a cup missing. And I think knowing that there is a cup like, look at this, Nine of Cups to the One, right? There is a fear that there is somebody else meant for you. There is a fear that there's another situation meant for you. And I want to say specifically, if you have, if you do have children, then this is a real parent for them and not a third child for you or however many kids you have. If you don't have kids, then it's an element of like somebody who has a good head on their shoulders and they can handle both like the fun and the responsibilities of life. Because maybe you like this person because they were fun. They were funny. They made you laugh. They made things light. But you handle all of the real stuff. all of the stressful stuff. Maybe they go to work and they work, but like that's not household stuff. You maybe also work, and you're also responsible for the mental load of everything. There's like a big mental load that you're meant to be like acknowledging, a mental physical load, a difference in the way that you perceive this relationship. This person is comfortable, you're not comfortable. Their comfort relies on your discomfort. And maybe what the thing that you that the thing that's trying to come in for you is this acknowledgement of that this person is not an adult, the adult that you need. This person is not, or they don't want the same things, or is their idea of marriage and partnership and fatherhood and parenthood is completely different from yours. I feel like you feel alone, pile 2, and I feel like you're meant to stop ignoring that feeling and amplify that feeling and looking at it more closely, because the Nine of Wands gives the energy of surviving a lot by yourself. And again, holding this wand, standing guard for the next battle, because you know there's always going to be another one. And then you have the King of Pentacles here, who is gambling, first of all, but also like the leader, the CEO or whatever. So this could be, with justice, it could be two things, right? Because maybe this person goes to work and they make money, but there's nothing else that they do, right? And there's this sentiment like, if you didn't have a family, you'd have to go to work and make money anyway. If you didn't have me, you'd have to go to work and make money anyway. So you going to work and making money is not for me. So that's not anything that you're doing for our relationship, right? This person might be very financially irresponsible. They might be irresponsible in general. They might leave a lot of the burden, a lot of the memorizing, a lot of the scheduling and the this and the that to you. And you're meant to be looking at the situation of being like, is this my perfect happy ending? Is this my prince, right? Or is this my perfect person? Is this the person that I want to continue to carry the rest of this burden with? Is it fair? Is this fair to me? And I think there's an element of that. And I think it's okay to ask those questions, right? Because, I mean, unfortunately, men do kind of skate by. I want to say men, but it doesn't have to be men, but it could be anybody. But people do tend to skate by on the labor of others. When you find somebody who's comfortable kind of using their immaturity as a way to get out of responsibilities, at first you think, okay, maybe I can show you, like, it's better to be responsible. It makes you happier. It makes you a better person. It makes you a better partner. But this person is comfortable with you shouldering the responsibility. They want to go play, They want to play and they want to have fun. They want to go on vacation. They want to do the fun stuff. But the hard stuff is all you. So what does pile 2 need to do? Oh, wow. Okay. Shit. All right. We have 3 cards. They're all major arcana. Sorry, I needed some water. This is not in the traditional deck. This is a card in this deck specifically that speaks of a manipulator. And I do wonder, pile 2, if this person uses their charm and their immaturity to manipulate, right? And it's giving like weaponizing competence. Again, we have the Page of Wands on the bottom. Like, do you know what this reminds me of? If you've seen Orange is the New Black, Polly, right? Her name's Polly, Piper's best friend. Piper and Polly, who the fuck? Anyway, Polly, she gets pregnant, and like she gives birth, and her husband, we meet her husband early, and he's like, oh, I go travel, I backpack, I do this, I do that. She gives birth, and like the first week that she gives birth or some crazy shit, her husband like goes like rock climbing or like cliff diving or whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not home because he's off doing a 3-month trek around the whatever the fuck. And she's like, and I'm here with our baby that he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, it's something like, you do all the hard stuff, pile 2, and this person does all the fun stuff. You do all the hard stuff and they get to have all the fun. And is this like, it's kind of like an awareness, a question coming to you, knocking on your door, if you will, that is asking you to look at that and is asking you if that's what you want for the rest of your life. And if you're happy with that. You don't have to be. You don't have to not be, but it's just asking you. And if you're here, then this has been trying to reach you, I'm sure. And because this was not at all the intention that I had for the reading. I had, like, manifestations coming in type shit. This for you is not a manifestation. This is like an awareness that is like yelling at you. That is like, hey, 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 hey. And you're like, no, it's fine. It's good, right? We have fun. So, I don't know. That's up to you, pile two. Yeah. I don't know. If this didn't sound like you, then try to pick another pile. But this is definitely the message I wanted to come out for a collective of people who chose this specific stone for whatever reason. So, that's what I've got for you guys. Please tune in next time for hopefully a unrelated message or more, or whatever it is that you come here for. I don't know. I just like to hang out. So best of luck to you, pile two, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, those of you that chose pile three with the gray stone. We're going to see what wants to come in for you, what's standing in its way pretty much, and what you can do about it. So let's see. Oh, don't do that. Okay. What would like to come in for pile three? What is trying to come in? What is knocking on pile three's door? Ooh. Queen of Pentacles. Huh. Okay. What was blocking it? The Sun. And how can pile three invite this into their life? The Nine of Swords. Wow. Interesting reading, guys. I'm going to clarify. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. Now, some of you might be manifesting a work of some kind, or work involving other people, or wanting to work with other people. Let's keep going. The Sun, please. The blockage. The Devil. And the Nine of Swords for how to invite this energy into their life. Two of Wands. I'm getting that you're hearing a calling. This pile in particular is hearing a calling for something. Call to do what exactly? It feels like some type of community work involving other people and working together for for what? What are you working for, right? Let's clarify. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, please. The Four of Pentacles. Dude, what? Okay. All Pentacles for you guys. So it's definitely something to do with the tangible job thing, right? You want to work. You want work. You want meaningful work. Um, and I'm wondering if this work has to do with women or this is okay. Some of you want to work with like incarcerated women or like women who are dealing with something. That's not for all of you, but some of you want to deal with like some type of community work involving women. Again, more women. 7 of Cups. And again, 9 of Cups. Women. 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 There's only women over here. Okay. Maybe some of you want to help. Okay, let's go to the bottom. 8 of Cups. Some of you want to help women do something. Maybe it's like a coaching or therapy or some type of medical practice or something involving women specifically and their yeah, it's something about it's women and it's women at different stages. Could be women and children as well. Or maybe you don't want to work with children. Want to work with women but not children or something to that device. I'm not quite sure what that is. It's a really interesting work that you guys want to do involving community, involving women. Some of you might want to do like IVF. Some of you might want to do like what is this work involving? Helping women find work, even helping women find independence, helping women. Ooh, justice. Okay, so some of you, there is work or there is a purpose or there's a career that wants to come in where you can, how do I say this? Where you are helping women to do something that they want to do and that they've earned, that they deserve, something to help them balance the scales, something like that. So either you've got like some wicked ass like traumatize your parents back type course or some crazy shit like that, but like there's something about you wanting to, either you guys are like part of the 4B movement or you guys are part of the like sisterhood and trying to get other women to free themselves from the patriarchy type thing. Like I'm not quite sure what is going on here, but it feels like there's purpose here for you. Pile 3, purpose trying to come in. Maybe also some of you guys could be like meant to be like influencers. And if you're not meant to be an influencer, then it's some type of tangible actual career where you are helping women either find their independence, fulfill their goals, possibly even having to do with legal matters, possibly having to do with the court system. We were talking about incarcerated women, get free for like something like that. You guys are doing some heavy, purposeful work that wants to come in for you. Again, it's your decision if you want it to, but I wonder if the blockage is um, you all wondering if this is like really what you want to do. Maybe the risks of it are frightening you. What is the blockage here with the sun and the devil? Clarify the sun and the devil for the blockage. Why it hasn't come in yet. The Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. Some of you may be scared of the backlash from parents. If this is like you wanting to start a child-free movement, or not to start it because it's been started, but like contribute to it or contribute your voice to it, or try to create some sort of thing where other women can join, or be like a community figure or something like that, where like you're trying to advocate for this concept of women's freedom and independence. So for some of you, that's about the confines of marriage and motherhood. For some of you, that's the confines of the legal system. Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like the blockage here is some sort of, maybe not even fear, but like understanding. Sorry if you hear my neighbors upstairs. It's my sister and her husband, but they have a new puppy, and you can imagine how that's going. For some of you guys, there's like a for some of you, you might want to something to do with abortion, something to do with reproductive rights, and there is an understanding that you are going to be facing backlash on backlash because of people, the defend the fetus that's not even their movement, or the people who are like, well, being a parent is the greatest joy of my life, and I not understood. Yes, absolutely. There's something there about you facing backlash about women and children. Something about the work that you want to do involving women and children and women's freedom and independence. It may also be your own hesitation. Like maybe you're a fence sitter and you're like, I just don't know if I want to do this, or if I even feel this way, or like if I want to advocate for something I'm not even sure about. But this is like an element of you knowing that whatever you're going to be putting out, whatever messages you're going to be putting out, whatever communication you're going to be putting out, is going to be met by a group that is going to be combative, so to speak, a combative sort of group that is going to, even though you know that you are doing good work, meaningful work to many, there's going to be this element of, am I doing the right thing? Am I causing harm? Is this the right move? Feeling like people kind of put you in a like pigeonhole you in some sort of way, or I don't know. Maybe also the same people that will be fighting you if we're talking about the 4B movement, right? I don't know. I have a collective here that is like really child free. But like, damn, you guys are super like, and this is like to the point where you are like wanting to join your voice. Oh shit, sorry, but put your voice in, like add your voice to the conversation. Like this is where you're at, and you should. I'm seeing that for you. However, I am seeing your hesitation in the things that are in the way of that, which is fear of backlash and things like that. Your advice with the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Wands here, there's a reason why you're feeling called to this, right? And I don't think that you have to do anything yet, especially if you're scared and you don't want to be communicating from a place of fear, right? But there is a need for you to maybe name those fears, understand where the future is headed, kind of keep your eye focused on what you're trying to build, what people are trying to build, because I think that you need to not listen to the voices of the tortured, so to speak. And I wanted to say voices of the damned, but that seems bad. But it's like there is a collective of women that are like convinced that the imprisonment of women is for women. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole collective of women out there who will kill you for speaking about the fact that you don't want to do that, you know? So there's something like you needing to keep your eye on the horizon, like keep your eye on the big picture, keep your eye on the impending storm, and don't fall prey to the wailing and the crying of people who are not happy, and need other people to know or to justify their decisions, or whatever it is that's going on here. Because I feel like you're I need to clarify the Nine of Swords and the Two of Wands, please. The Hanged Man and the Five of Cups. Right. Your focus cannot be on the people who are going to be against you. Your focus needs to be on the people who are going to be with you, right? For those of you where this is a like rehabilitation type thing where you want to work with at-risk women, depending on what this has to do with women in general, you need to keep your eye on the women, right? The women who are struggling with the thing that you want to help with, and not so much on the women who have a hard time acknowledging other people's realities, right? Um, there is a need for you to look at it from the other way. You know, you're not taking anything away from anybody by speaking your truth. You're not taking anything away from sharing your experiences. You're not taking anything away from trying to help women who have not been given a chance before. Like, something about your thing that's knocking on your door, pile 3, is like there's a love, there is a concern for women, there is a selfishness, which is it's not always a bad thing. To me, this is like taking care of yourself, prioritizing yourself. She's brushing her own hair, she's sitting in the, like, it's a self-care kind of thing. It's a taking care of self. Like, you care about women, pile 3, you really care about the suffering of women, it feels like. And so what's calling you, it's knocking on your door, is this care for the suffering of women. Your concern for women, and what's blocking this ability to kind of do anything about it is the awareness that there's going to be there's always a lot of backlash, right? Like, especially if you're on the just in general, women are so deeply hated. Women who commit the same crimes that men have, and men are seen as rehabilitation worthy, and women are not, right? Because a woman should never. Like, there's a lot about, like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what your thing is. This could be a lot of different things for a lot of you. For some of you, it's for at-risk women. For some of you, it's for women who don't want children. For some of you, it's for women who have children who want safe reproductive care. There's something like that, but I feel like you know that you're going to be in the spotlight. You know that a light is going to be shown on you. You know that you're going to be susceptible, and you're going to put a target on your back, so to speak. That's kind of what you're aware of. And if you're not presently aware of it, then it's this internal knowing that you are going to have a target on your back for promoting this lifestyle, right? Or whatever it is that you aim to do, you're going to be met with some type of opposition, and you're aware of that. However, your advice is to focus on the opposite, right? Instead of looking at, okay, this is going to be a really hard path, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you instead look at the amount of people who, maybe this is like a situation where you wish that you had somebody to tell you that, like, this is not what you should be doing. Don't be with a man like this. Don't be with a situation like this. Don't do X, Y, and Z. Like, you want to be a a leader or like a role model for women, even maybe. Um, and there's a need for you to see it from that perspective. Like there are girls in the world, young girls who don't know this information, who don't know, they are only hearing what their communities are hearing, they're only seeing what's online, and what's online could be heavily curated towards whatever perspective their communities and their parents want them to have, right? There's an element of you feeling personally responsible and like you want to do something about it, but you're afraid of the target it's going to put on your back. But I don't think that, I mean, for those of you that are going to be brave enough to pursue this, what you need to be focused on is not the target, it's the women. It's the people you're helping. It's the people who need you, the people who are waiting and who don't even know that your voice and your words and your influence and your knowledge and your work is going to save them from pain and regret and sorrow and things that they don't have to go through with the proper amount of information, with the proper advocacy, right? So it's something like that. I don't know what that's about, pile three, but I admire your love for women. I love women. You know, I want us all to be happy, even if, like, no matter what that looks like for you, right? I think for you, that's kind of like the whole point. You're like, there's a love of women and a feeling of injustice here that you want to help contribute to the good of this situation, but you know it's going to be hard. But your advice is not to focus on the fact that it's going to be hard. Your advice is to focus on the fact that you're going to be saving people from regret and making decisions that that are against their own interests, helping people in situations where they feel like nobody has given them a chance, or it's their last chance, or they're down on their luck, it's their last chance, and then in comes you, right? Like it's something like that. So I think that's what I got for you. That's really what I've got for you, Pal 3. I really hope that made sense to somebody. Because there's a calling for you here, man. There's a lot of good for you here, and I'm hearing like the bubble is gonna burst eventually. Like it's gonna burst, this whatever it is that you are fighting against, right? And your advice is to just keep your eye on the fact that this is a smoking volcano, and it's been for a long time. Especially if this is about women waking up to the realities of the lives that we all live, right? It's to keep your eye on the future that makes the most sense to this plan that you have. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but like maybe staying committed to your plan to make change, no matter how you make change, right? Even if you blow up on the internet, right? You are helping people in whatever aspect you're helping them. There is somebody here that you are trying to help, and you will help them, even if this backlash comes to you, even if you get fucking mobbed by the pro-life community or the pro this or the pro that or the who everybody hates women community or whatever the fuck. Like, you know that your work is important and you need to do it for the people that need you. There's something like that. So that's what I got for you, Pal 3. I hope that made sense. I really wish you tons of luck on this journey in particular. This is pretty fun. Fun. It's like big. It's like a big thing that you're doing here, or that you want to do, or that you're feeling called to do. And whether or not you pursue it is up to you, but it does look meaningful. So hopefully that meant something to somebody. I would love to hear about it in the comments if you want to. If not, then that's totally fine. I wish you all the luck in the world, Pile 3, and I hope to see you next time.